Hello my darlings, it's Niki here and I'm super excited to show you today's tutorial because today's tutorial is all about summer hairstyles. I can't begin to tell you how excited I am that the weather is finally starting to warm up. I personally am from Canada and the weather can be very unpredictable here. We've had rain and cool temperatures all throughout May and June, so I'm so happy that the weather is finally starting to warm up so I can start rocking all of my braids. I don't know about you, but when I hear summer, I just automatically think of braids. I really wanted to do a tutorial all about summer braided hairstyles that you can create that are perfect for every day, and you can also dress them up for a special occasion. Now, this is one of the looks that I created in this tutorial. It's just a very fluffy, chunky fishtail braid, and I'm absolutely obsessed with it. It's so romantic, so beautiful, and I feel like it goes with absolutely everything. And best of all, it only took me 5 minutes to create. So if you guys want to know how I created these 3 beautiful braided summer hairstyles, please keep watching. Alright my loves, so to create these 3 beautiful braided summer hairstyles, I clipped in about 3/4 of my fancy hair clip-in hair extension set just to my ear level. The reason I did this is to make sure that there are no wefts peeking through at the top of my head above my ears because we're going to be braiding a lot around that area. So the first look, what I did was create a deep side part on one side and then picked up a small section of hair from the top of that side and divided it into 3 sections. So with these 3 strands, I'm going to be braiding a regular Dutch French braid. So to braid a Dutch French braid, you want to begin with the 3 strands, and instead of crossing the strands over each other like you would with a regular 3-strand braid, you want to start crossing them under the middle strand. So cross the side strand under the middle strand 2 times, once on each side, and then from that point forward, you're going to incorporate a section of hair from the outside of the braid into the braid as you go along. So I'm going to continue braiding this French Dutch braid until I feel like I've incorporated about half of my hair into the braid. Once this happens, what I'm doing with the middle section is separating it into 2 sections and combining each half with one of the side sections. After I've done that, I'm also taking the remaining loose hair that was left out of the braid and separating it into 2 sections and combining each section with the 2 sections that we created from the braid. Phew, that's a lot of sections. Once I get to this point, what I'm going to do now is start braiding an inverted or reverse fishtail braid. To do that, I'm picking up a thin strand of hair from one of the sections, and notice that whenever I'm picking up a thin strand of hair, I'm taking it from the very inside of that section that I'm working with. Then I'm taking the thin strand over and around that section that I picked it up from, and then I'm combining it with the opposite section. So I'm just continuing to repeat these steps, alternating between both sides until I reach my desired length. So I decided to stop my braid right about here, and I'm going to tie off the ends of the braid with a small hair elastic, and then I'm going to go in with my fingers and pull apart the braid to make it look super chunky and bohemian. I wanted this braid to look super undone and boho-like, so I'm also taking out some sections of hair around my face to frame it. And as you can see here, I took out a little bit too much hair from my braid, but that's not a problem because you can always take the strand and weave it back through the braid. And if you feel like the strand that you weave back is a little bit too loose, you can take a couple of bobby pins and just pin them into the braid so they stay hidden. Once you pulled apart your braid to your desired look, you are done. For the second look, all I'm doing is gathering all of my hair around my crown area into a high ponytail in the back. And I'm tying off this hair with a small hair elastic, and then I'm going in with my fingers and pulling out the hair in front of my head to give it some shape and some extra volume. Once I'm happy with how the top of my hair looks, I'm taking another small hair elastic and tying it about 2 inches under the first hair elastic. I'm taking another section of hair just below the first section that we created, and I'm gathering all of this hair to the back. I'm creating a little opening in the section that we created in the top ponytail, and then I'm pulling all of this loose hair through that opening, through the bottom and out through the top. Once I've done that, I'm securing this section of hair with another hair elastic. This new section that we created is now going to be the new ponytail that's on top. So now what I'm gonna do is simply repeat the same steps that I did before. So I'm taking another section of hair just below the new section that I created at the top, and I'm gathering all of this loose hair and combining it with the ponytail that's now located at the bottom. So now that all of this hair is smoothed out, I'm creating another opening in the ponytail that is now at the top just above the hair elastic that we created before, and I'm pulling all of the loose hair, including the bottom ponytail, through the opening. Once I pulled all of this hair through the opening, I'm securing the hair again with another hair elastic. So what you want to do is keep repeating the steps that we did in the previous section, and what we're essentially creating is a French pull-through braid. So let's go over this one more time. We're going to pick up another section of hair just below the section that we created above that and combine all of that loose hair with the new bottom ponytail. Next, what we're going to do is create an opening in the top ponytail just above the hair elastic and pull all of the loose hair, including the bottom ponytail, through the opening, through the bottom and out the top. Once I've done that, I'm taking another hair elastic and tying it around the ponytail that is now at the top. I'm going to keep repeating these steps until I run out of hair to work with. So once I've run out of hair to add into the French pull-through braid, this is the point that you want to stop. Now what I'm going to do is pull apart the sides of the braid with my fingers to fan it out and make it look more fluffy and more effortless looking. I'm not gonna lie, this is probably my most favorite part. So once you pulled apart your braid to your heart's content, you just want to make sure that the whole ponytail is secure. So I'm taking another hair elastic and I'm tying it around the entire base of the ponytail just to make sure that nothing moves around. And of course I've got to go in and pull apart this braid just a little bit more because you know how much I can't help it. For the last braided summer hairstyle, I'm taking 2 of my 2 clip wefts that I left out in the beginning of this tutorial, and I'm going to be clipping them right into the crown area of my head. So I'm separating a horizontal line across the top of my head, and I'm clipping in my first 2 clip weft right into this section. And I'm going to clip the second 2 clip weft right above that one. The reason why I'm clipping in my 2 clip wefts into my crown area is because I'm going to be separating half of my hair at the top of my head and I'm going to be braiding it into a braid, and I want this braid to look extra long and fluffy. So once I've clipped in these 2 clip wefts, I'm taking all of my hair around my crown area just above my ears and I'm gathering it into a high ponytail at the back of my head, which I'm securing with a small hair elastic. I'm pulling out a few sections of hair around my face just to make this look a little bit more effortless. And just like I did with the first look, I'm just using my fingers to take out some sections from the top area of my head to add a little bit more volume to this area. Once I'm happy with how that looks, I'm simply taking my ponytail and separating it into 2 sections, and I'm braiding a regular fishtail braid. You guys already know how to braid a fishtail braid, so I don't have to tell you, right? Yes? No? Okay, alright, fine, I'm just kidding. I'm gonna tell you how to do it. Alright guys, so to braid a regular fishtail braid, all you want to do is take a thin strand from the outside of the section that you're working with, cross it over that section, and combine it with the opposite section. And then you're going to do the same thing with the other side. So pick up a thin strand from the outside of the section you're working with, cross it over that section, and combine it with the opposite section. So for this look, I'm going to braid my fishtail braid about halfway down my ponytail, and when I reach that point, I'm just going to secure the whole braid with a small hair elastic. After I've done that, I'm going in with my fingers and you've guessed it, I'm pulling apart the braid to my liking. So for this, I want my braid to look super fluffy and super chunky, so I'm pulling apart each strand like a mad woman. I'm telling you guys, pulling apart braids is very therapeutic. And once I pulled apart my braid to my heart's content, I'm done. Alright my loves, that's all I have for you today. I really hope that you enjoyed watching this summer hairstyles tutorial and will try one of these looks out your home. Get it together. I can't speak today. I really hope that you try one of... and we'll try one of the looks yourself. Please leave me your comments down below and let me know what you thought about this hair tutorial. And if you haven't subscribed to my YouTube channel yet, please be sure to do so to stay up to date on all the latest hair trends, hair tricks, and hair ideas. Thank you so much for watching, you guys. I love you, and I'll see you in my next video.
Sure, life isn't perfect, but your hair can be. Subscribe to my channel and allow me to inspire you.